family. My dad never, he was a fireman and he painted houses on the off shifts. And he was very musical in just singing, but he never played an instrument. My mother didn't have a musical bone in her body. And but, I grew up with the Beatles, and all of a sudden I wanted to be in a band when I was 13, 14 years old. And all of a sudden there were musical instruments all around just because I had people around that were starting to do that. And all the kids after that kind of picked it up and wanted to be in it too. And it was kind of the McKagan thing. I'll tell you a funny thing about Duff. I am left-handed.
I was just about to bring this up.
Yeah.
It's so funny you're doing this.
I'm left-handed. And so I play a bass left-handed, right?
Yeah, and it's the weirdest thing to look at, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, so Duff, I was teaching all the kids under me how to play. And Duff is left-handed. I'm going far out. I finally get to teach somebody on my guitar. I get to show him on my bass. And I showed him, and this was, he was 8, 9, 10 years old. And I started showing him, and he was playing other instruments, drums and trombone, and he just wasn't picking up on it. And I didn't want to push him. None of the kids. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, after I had a couple of lessons with him, I was at Mom's house, and I heard somebody playing bass downstairs. I went, "Who the heck is that?" And I went downstairs, and it was Duff, and he had switched the bass from left-handed to right-handed. It broke my heart. But he's very ambidextrous, and, that's where that went. So I did want to tell you a story about Slash and his son. So, I've been with the guys and backstage with them all through the years. Because down in the L.A. days, I got, what a great opportunity to see them in the new days, and then as they're coming up stream with the Stones and all that stuff. So here I am with them. The last time they went through Atlanta in this episode, and so Duff invites me back after they were in Atlanta, and invites me back after the show. So let me give you some insight on the activities of Guns N' Roses after the show. So we go in there. Yeah, here's the dirt. You ready? We go back, and Susan, his wife, is there. And so they're going to have dinner. And we go, cool. And they ask us, what do you want? And they're, Duff's got his own dietitian and all that stuff. It's crazy. And so we're sitting down having dinner, and all of a sudden Slash comes in with his 2 kids. And they come in and eat dinner with us. And the kids are telling jokes that they've heard at school. And God bless them. They're working on their jokes really hard, but here we are as parents trying to laugh with them and trying to and that is what happens backstage after a GNR concert.
Kids telling jokes?
Yeah, kids telling jokes. Yeah, and parents trying to support their kids as they're telling jokes.
Like I guess you said, you as like an example, like you knew you were not going to be Prince, you weren't going to be a star, but and you were pulled the reins off Duff, he's doing his own thing. So now obviously you're enjoying being the older brother of a rock star, but at the time, what do you remember thinking? Like, what were you thinking? I guess was there any sort of?
I was excited because I knew they were good. But I didn't know where the money was for them, right? And he's living in the streets, and he had 7 guys in a small apartment, and they have sheets between them. That's their bedrooms, and stuff. And it's just like, I'm trying to help my little brother. I mean, I love my little brother. I got him a gig to wash dishes at one of the restaurants that I was managing. Things like that. It's just like, what do you do?
Right.
And, but, then I go and hear him, and there is a funny story. There was one night that Duff gave me a call and said, look, we're playing at a gig. I can't remember. It was on the Strip. He says, tonight, Chrysalis is going to come in. And then when Atlanta heard the Chrysalis come, they're coming in now. But then all of a sudden, Geffen's coming in too tonight. And he said, do you know of any managers out there? Because we're not sure that our manager is going to be able to handle this.
And that would have been Vicky at the time, right?
We don't need to mention names. So anyway, I went, well, you know, I live in a different arena than this. But I gave a couple of my guys a call. And one of them said, well, I just can't make it. I'm too busy tonight. And another one kind of gave me an excuse. They signed with Geffen the next morning, right? I still, from that manager that said, nah, he's Jewish, but he sends me a Christmas card every year. It's the nicest card ever. And then he says at the end of it, do you have any other brothers that are interested in this is, what, 30 years later? He's still knowing that he blew it big time. So...
Wow, did he hang up much? But I guess you never know what life's can't miss out on life's opportunities, I guess.
Yeah, you never know. And you know, Duff is really you follow him now, and there's a part of it. I tell you, reading his autobiography, there was a lot of stuff in that I did not know, and I'm sure you've read it. And it amazed me that some things happen in his life that Big Brother didn't even know about.
Like what? For example, like what really surprised you?
Stealing cars when he was 14 years old. I didn't know that. You know, I mean. There's things like that right there in the autobiography. But there's another side. I mean, he's done amazing work with his autobiography, with how he writes, with his financial management things, with all of the different bands that he's been around, with his sobriety, with a fantastic family life that he lives right now. I am extremely proud of him for the things that are not necessarily related to Guns N' Roses, but certainly that's the biggest part of his life, other than his family. And he's, I don't know if you've ever, Brando, if you've ever interviewed him before, but the guy's
I've not.
totally legit. And as a matter of fact, I got to tell you this. I talked to him yesterday, because this event is coming, so we're kind of talking every day, making sure we got our T's crossed. And he said to me, "Oh, so I hear you're going to be doing this Appetite for Distortion podcast." And he says, "I said, yeah. As a matter of fact, how did you hear that?" And he said, "Oh, no, I know what's going on." And he says, they might be looking for dirt.
Oh my God!
I don't know if I know of any dirt right now. You tell me some dirt, will you? But he said to say hi. He said to say hi and appreciate it.